Oh, welcome back to the Realms of Pugmire. We are your illustrious hero houndy people here on our final part of our adventure to meet the Don who has been stealing all the sausages from the kingdom. So if you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, you really should. But if you want a quick rundown, our heroes have found out that the kingdom of Pugmire is running very limited on sausages, bacons, and all that lovely meat, which is obviously very important to the dogs of Pugmire. They have found out that there are bandits in the woods ransacking the wagons as they come to the kingdom. So they have gone out to try and ambush a bunch of bandits. They totally obliterated a bunch of bandits, bar one, who told them that these bandits are being employed by another dog who actually lives underground in the realms of Pugmire. You have your faithful assistant Biscuit, who has taken you to an underground bunker, which you do believe was like a secret entrance that was used during the War of Cats and Dogs. And you are now just entering into unknown territory as you enter into one of these bunkers. Are we all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
Amazing. First off, hello Dan, hello Julia,
Hi.
hello Chris,
Hi.
hey Livy.
Hello.
Let's get into it. So, as you enter sort of down like this flight of stairs that sort of takes you down sort of deeper into this tunnel, Biscuit is sort of like got his little shoulders hunched up and he's got his little paws sort of like, you could tell that he's massively nervous about everything that's happening, but he has agreed to take you to who he is just dubbed as the Don, to discuss possible ways of sorting out this whole issue regarding what is happening with the meat. You see this sort of long tunnel that goes sort of way back. You don't have much sort of like inkling of where sort of direction you're going, but you can kind of tell that the way you sort of entered the stairs that you've gone down, and obviously thinking that these were secret entrances into Pugmire during the war, that this is probably leading back into, it was called Riverwall, I think it was called, which is sort of which is kind of east of the city. As you sort of trundle down this sort of long corridor that's lit with these torches that are sort of spread across along the wall, you look down at your feet and you can tell that obviously you're not the only ones who are sort of going down here. These walls definitely look worn and like they've been here for a long time, but the paw prints that you can see are sort of like in the mud and the stone on the floor. You can definitely tell that you're not the only ones that are using this tunnel to sort of get to where you're going. And as you're traveling down, you hit another door, and I will actually send you a picture to sort of give you an idea of what this looks like.
Here we go.
Interactive.
When I was thinking about this, I was thinking like this might be a little bit difficult to explain. So I will send an image. I'll send an image to you, and I'll explain sort of like what this looks like. So you come across this door. It's sort of like a large metal door that you're not completely sure whether or not it is locked or not. Let's just go under this. It comes with sort of like one of those ring handles that you can sort of twist and sort of open the door. Above it has embossed in some iron, it has the words War Room, so WAR room, and sort of like some emblems of Pugmire above that, which gives you an idea that this was probably maybe a room that was used to sort of discuss sort of strategies and things that happened during the war. But what's mostly interesting about it is that next to the handle, you can see there's like 9 squares. Taking closer inspection, you can see that 3 of the squares in a vertical, one says C, one says A, and one says T. And when you look at the other squares, you can see that they're like spinny, and you can actually spin them to another letter of the alphabet.
Okay.
Biscuit sort of is just like, he's looking really extra nervous, like he really doesn't want you to ask him a question, and he's really hoping that you don't ask him a question.
How do we get in?
So they don't usually let me see this bit. This was the bit that I was scared. I don't know what they do. I just know that they like flip some bits here, and I don't know. I'm really sorry. I was really worried about this bit.
Bourbon's gonna like spin just a couple of the dials. Does it look like it's the full alphabet on each of these 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
On each of those, it looks like it's the full alphabet.
Okay. Bourbon.
Olivia, you on mute.
Sorry, the one that says CAT, is that also on a spinner, or is that a set?
Those are also on a spinner, but it almost looks like they. Like, have you ever seen one of those key locks where sort of people move them about to sort of make it look like they just haven't been moved?
Okay. So the first word is cat, possibly, if it's vertical.
Unless it has to do a 3x3x3.
It could well do. That's a very good point.
So you could have cat again along the top.
Yeah.
You could have cat.
Axe and T. T-E-A.
I assume it's going to have to... Well, my brain says it has to each down, along and up all have to make a word. So if you had axe in the middle...
And then T at the bottom, T-E-A, it spells T down the right-hand side and axe down the middle.
It works every way,
Yeah.
Yeah, we could try that. And just hope that if we get it wrong, we don't get caught in a trap or something.
I didn't trap.
So what are you doing?
Can Abby check for traps, please?
Yeah, Abby can check for traps. Make me a cunning check.
Okay, so as a keen observer, Abigail gets a boon on all cunning checks involving hearing, sight, or smell.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So that means I get a +1 to that, does it?
Yep.
Okay. So it will
with
be...
with a boon, it means you get to roll twice and then you take the highest.
It's advantage.
Okay. So it's going to be +2 because my cunning is +2. Go. Okay, so 13, the first one. Do I sense I should roll again?
No, with a 13, you start sort of like getting quite low down to the ground, and you start sort of sniffing around for any traps.
Like that.
You can't see any traps. There's nothing that really distincts that anything dangerous is around here, like anything that's going to harm you. While you're smelling, something sort of like hits your nostrils, as if like some very recent like engravings on the wall, like the wall has been disturbed, like next to the left hand side. And you sort of take a look, and on the left wall, it's a little bit faint, like you wouldn't have necessarily seen it first because of the darkness of the tunnel, but because you've been necessarily searching and you've smelt this sort of like disturbance in the wall, you found like these drawings on the wall. One depicts like a dog like angrily like barking. One depicts 2 dogs with a rope between them, and they're pulling it away from one another.
Yep.
And the other one is like a bundle of weapons, so like axes and bows, like crude, like they're quite crudely drawn, but you can kind of definitely tell that it's like a pile of like weapons and things, and next to that is just like a dog arm, like next to it.
A dog arm. What,
So-
carved into the wall?
Just carved into the wall, yeah.
Okay, so those must be the 3 words represented in pictures. So
One of
cat
them
would
must
be
be
the
tug.
angry barking.
Tug.
The rope's going to be tug, and I'm not sure about the pile of weapon. Yeah, got cat, tug, and the A word. Could be axe, but that then doesn't. Maybe it doesn't need to spell the right. It doesn't need to
Maybe it
spell
doesn't need to be
vertically.
a
It just
3x3x3.
it's cat. Yeah, cat, tug, something.
But the first image was just a dog, right?
A dog
Yes,
barking
a dog
angrily.
Barking angrily.
Hence, at a cat.
You can also notice that there's some tears running down its eyes as well.
Oh,
Cry.
cry. Oh man.
Could I,
something tug?
I've got a skill, Nate, that says sense motive. So that also, when I'm reading through the skills, it says it determines the someone's true intentions, or whether someone or uncovering a lie or predicting their actions. Just try to observe body language, speech patterns, mannerisms. I would like to do this on Biscuit, just to make sure that little sod isn't lying to us. So that is a vitality roll, as far as I'm aware. Might not work, but let's see what happens. Oh, that's a 19 plus 1.
19
So that's
plus
a dogged
Nice.
20.
A dogged 20. With a dogged 20, you can definitely tell that Biscuit doesn't know what the hell to do.
You don't know shit.
You can tell that he's just looking really. He's looking nervous because he knew this part of the tunnel was going to come up, and he was worried that you lot would tell him off because he didn't know how to do it.
I think the other word is arm.
I
I
think the
wonder if
arm
it's-
is meant to indicate you do this task.
Being
Like-
armed. You get armed.
That's true.
It has
I
somebody
think-
asking for a weapon to be armed. And then it'd be
I
cry,
think-
arm, tug.
Cry, arm, tug, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It's a puzzle, I'm standing up. That's how
But Abby didn't smell any traps, did she?
No,
No, so I guess we can just go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Can I
Let's
start
just
spinning the wheel? Can I do
Yeah.
cry, arm, tug?
Yep. You pop in the words.
It's one of those annoying little suitcase ones. You're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Pop in the letters.
yeah.
Got to try the handle it, I guess.
You don't hear
That's
any
next.
clicking, whirring,
So who's going to try that? Who's going to try the handle?
whatever. Do you want to do it, Adrian? As I'm putting it in.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I will kind of take a cautious side to the door and reach for it and just kind of give it a second and pick a move.
Yeah. As you sort of click it, you notice that it goes round quite easily, and the door opens.
Woo! Very good, people.
Very good. Very good.
As you
We
step,
love crosswords in the church.
as you pull this sort of door open, you can see that it leads more down into sort of like another passageway, and you can this time you can see like another door at the end of the tunnel again.
I love how we've spelt out words horizontally, across the 3, but they still also spell words vertically, because you've got cat, which is obviously a dog cry, and YMG, you man god.
Yes, Dan, that is exactly what I was going for.
Exactly.
He's
Clever. It's real clever.
Clever stuff.
Yeah.
Clever stuff.
He figured out your puzzle, Nate.
Your puzzle within a puzzle.
The hidden puzzle.
So yeah, Biscuit is just like, oh, wow, you guys are really smart.
We.
So, like, the Don's door is like right down there. Like, there's no like other more like traps or anything or things. It's just like he's just there.
Straight in.
I think you should go first, Biscuit.
Have we decided in what format we're offering Bourbon as tribute?
Are we offering Bourbon as tribute? I'm still in my nun's attire.
Your vestments. Yeah.
I'm still in full vestment. I mean, we could just go in and just be like, "Oi!"
We could just kick the door down.
Kick the door down. Just go in full SWAT team.
Full SWAT.
Like,
I mean,
do we need to do a bluff, or can we just?
Would it not be better, since we don't actually know what's going on?
Yeah, to find out.
To scout it out a bit under a bluff, rather than literally just kick the door in and go, "All right,
innocent
bastards, let's go."
So if I just take my dog collar off,
yes,
just instantly into plain clothes.
Now you don't represent the church, and that's how that works.
That's fine.
Put it in my pocket.
I mean, perhaps we do go with the Bonbon is an interested party who wants to.
Oh, I could always
spend
be
mummy and daddy's plastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
if I get found out as a church leader, then they're corrupt anyway, aren't they? So it's not going to be surprising for anyone that I'm there. There's probably another one in there, probably.
Yeah, probably a couple of the
Father Mastiffs there counting his money out. You know, let's be honest.
Okay.
Awesome. So you're heading down this tunnel to the front door?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I do poke Biscuit just to kind of go ahead.
Okay.
To kind of like take the front.
Okay.
You know him. You go ahead.
Okay. Biscuit sort of heads to the door, and he's like, "Well, like it's usually polite to knock, so I don't know how you guys want to do this.
But knock.
I can knock.
Go on."
Okay. So he knocks on the door. You don't hear anything to begin with.
It's a real beta male knock.
It barely registers.
And then a sort of eye sort of
hatch
slate sort of like opens up, looks through. These sort of quite big, sort of like quite sort of intimidating eyes sort of look down at Biscuit, and then he sort of sees like the four of you as well. And he's just like, "What do you want? What do you want, Biscuit?" And Biscuit goes, I've got some people who would like to meet the Don."
We're going for. We're definitely going for Bourbon as an interest. Yep. Okay. So in the moments before this, Bourbon has turned side profile and has adopted the actor pose, and I am interested in crime.
The eyes from this door slant, sort of like squint and look at you and go, Is that a poodle?"
A very, very rich poodle.
He shuts it, sort of slams it back, and then you can hear some sort of like from the door.
I'll turn to the others and be like,
as as the door sort of opens inwards, standing sort of like in the doorway is this massive bull terrier, sort of looking muscular as goodness knows what, like built like a brick shit house, and is sort of looking at the four of you, and he's just like, all right then, come on in. And he lets you sort of the four of you in, as he sort of holds the door for the four of you and Biscuit to enter into like what you can kind of see as like a large, almost like a large warehouse.
Okay.
You all going in?
Bonbon is going to stride in, Beyonce single lady style, and
like doing the whole foot crossing thing.
Yes, with like one hand up,
and in the middle, like Beyonce always is.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll lead the group. I'll kind of be almost dragging Biscuit along with me, and I'll make a gesture of taking off my gloves and then throwing them to Biscuit, so that we may do business. But yeah, what's you say it's a warehouse? What's in the warehouse?
So as you enter this warehouse, as you start walking in, this large bull terrier sort of like stands, like is walking along with the side of you, and as you sort of enter in more, this other sort of large, like mastiff also joins you as well and walks alongside both of you. Both of them almost looking not like from the families that you're used to, so they're not from the bull terrier family or the mastiff family. They look like mutts, but they are henge. They're big boys. As they sort of walk alongside your group to sort of point you in the direction of a large desk that's sort of sitting towards the back of this warehouse. And as you're going through more of this warehouse, you're actually seeing probably where this meat is all going to, because now you can see and you can smell sort of like piles and piles of like sausages and bacon and pork chops and steaks and mince and all sorts, just like all in these piles in boxes, just sort of in
unrefrigerated,
unrefrigerated fresh meat.
Best kind.
Saliva bubbles just start to form on everyone's mouths. Just
oh my god.
As you're sort of taken towards past all the meat, to this sort of alcove towards the back of this warehouse, where this large desk and a large sort of backed chair that is facing away from you, so you can't see who's sitting in it, is twisted away from you.
The hulking figure sat in it. You can't see them yet.
Like
hulking,
massive.
I'm not going to say he's going to turn around. He's going to be petting a cat like this, like a real cat.
The intimidation from this unseen creature. You can just feel his huge, massive girth just emanating from it.
Ego is just
yeah. Anything you'd like to do before approaching this desk?
Just as looking at this amount of meat, is it being processed in any way? Or is he just stockpiling meat, or is he?
There is definitely like some other dogs sort of like around, like going through the boxes, checking them, making sure they're packed. So they're looking after the meat, but they're also counting it as well. They're counting how much meat is going on.
Is it just rows and rows of like lady dogs in nothing but their underwear? So make sure that they're not smuggling meat away.
Unfortunately, not. It's just lots of different types of dogs just sorting out the meat.
That's not what the Don wants. He wants
That's not what...
young males just in there.
And go on.
No, I was going to introduce ourselves.
Yep, introduce yourselves, please do.
I understand that you are the dawn of all of the crime in the city. I believe that my underlings and I have a proposition for you in case you would be interested in expanding your meager operation here.
The large bull terrier sort of goes round the side of the desk and to the chair and sort of starts whispering something beneath his breath to the Don that you can't quite hear. He then sort of pulls back and he sort of stands there quite proudly next to this chair. As the chair turns round and sitting and sitting in this chair, as a massive surprise to all of you, and quite, you know, you were expecting sort of like a huge being of mass intimidation, is a small, fluffy, black and grey dog. Like, you're not quite sure what sort of breed he is, but he's almost like he's the
goblin.
he's definitely the size of a chihuahua, but with the face like a pug. From his beady little eyes that are sort of pointing in two different directions. A little bit of sort of dribble just sort of coming out of the side of his muzzle, and a little tiny blep that's sort of sticking out of his mouth. He looks at the four of you, and he sort of puts his hands, like he puts his paws on the desk, and he's like, "Well then, you want to get into crime, do you?
My
How
face.
can I be of assistance? What can the Don give you?"
Bourbon's face is twisted into a look of involuntary disgust at this creature. Like, oh, I did not realize I made them so ugly.
Oh my gosh.
What is this thing?
The thing is, Bourbon, is that even though how you're quite disgusted by his face, you're quite impressed about like the very low cut shirt that he's wearing with the billowing chest hair that's coming out of it.
There is a stirring deep within Bourbon that he does not want to admit to. So I've been distracted by the aesthetic of this thing in front of me. This toilet dweller. What was his question again?
How can he be of assistance?
How can I be of assistance if you want to get into crime?
Well, you see, the thing is, I am, as you can tell by my good breeding, I am of. I work in certain circles with a lot of powerful and influential people, and I will gently request that I may spend a fortune for what is about to happen.
Oh gosh.
Yep, you can spend a fortune.
I will spend a fortune.
At least it's free.
And at one of my many elaborate and expensive gala balls, I have been conversing with a certain Lord Bonk Robert. He is a previously unknown noble in the city of Pugmire with many interesting connections. And my conversations with Lord Robert and makes me believe that we will have reach that we can provide you in return for a moderate return in finances.
The Don sort of looks at you and goes like, even with this person that you've just completely made up, I'm guessing that you've completely made up as well.
Yes.
He just kind of goes like,
I know Lord Robert, yeah.
Lord Frank Robert?
Way back, yeah. Yeah, don't even worry about it. So you're looking, what are you looking for? Some investment? Are you looking to join forces? Because you can see I've already got like a bit of an elaborate sort of
my
business
dear Don,
arrangement going on.
My dear diminutive Don, I can see that your collection of meats is somewhat paltry. This is one meal within the house of in the presence of House Boudel and House Robert. We could with our help, you can expand this operation to cover many cities, many kingdoms, stacks of meat so high that it touches the clouds. Or perhaps you can expand into other product like tasty sausage, not this meat. And with a sneer, because bear in mind, Bourbon does not know that sausages are made of meat.
It's canon.
The Don sort of kind of nods,
and he goes, "Well, I kind of get the impression that you don't know what kind of business model we're running here. Look, come with me." And he sort of hops off his chair, and you can tell how small he is compared to
quite a long way, right?
Yeah, it's quite a long way as he comes around the desk, and he's even smaller than Adrian. Like he just sort of waddles up to you.
Has he got the proper greasy used car dealership suit?
Yeah.
He has very fine clothes, I have you know.
He's also got sort of like a lovely medallion sort of hanging around his neck.
Has he got one gammy leg?
Yeah, you notice that sort of one of his arms doesn't quite hang quite right. Like he looks like he's struggling with it a bit. But he sort of wears it with pride.
As he walks, does he skip?
as he's sort of taking you sort of
real. It's too real.
It's too real. It's getting too real.
He's like, "Walk with me. Let me show you what I'm talking about."
We all consciously walk at half speed to keep
really slowly. Just really slow.
You see, the thing is,
and while he's also talking, you do realise that the two, the bull terrier and the mastiff, are also following behind you.
You see, dogs, they love meat, don't they? Yeah, we all love a bit of meat. We all love a little bit of meat.
I'm wondering why everyone is nodding.
And I kind of feel like there should be some new power in Pugmire. You see, so you probably told by my face that I am part pug. You see, now the pugs, they've ruled Pugmire since it began, since it was created, since it was built. But I think that's completely unfair to us mutts, you see. I feel like we should run it. And when I say we, I think me. I should run Pugmire because I'm great and I'd be doing it really well.
I'm so.
And I had a little think in my noodle. I was thinking, like, what would get me on top of that? What would get me to the top of where the pugs are today? And I knew meat. Because if you get meat, you get the money. And when you get the money, you get the power. You start taking away the dog's meat, and you start selling it off to them again. Well then, I can sell it for a higher profit. Dogs are gonna get desperate. And that's where I've got my little cat friends involved. They go out, I help them, they help me. No dogs trust cats in this city. I'm gonna help them out. If no one's gonna help me, I'll help them, they'll help me. We'll get either way, you know what I mean? So, you're telling me that you can get me some higher priced meat. But what happens if I've already taken all that meat? How is it going to get to you lords and ladies?
Well, the thing that you are missing is that within our circles, or within the noble circles, there is a special meat.
Go on.
Expensive meat. It is meat made of sausage.
Meat made of sausage.
Oui.
So you mean sausages?
No, sausage meat.
So like of just a block of sausage meat.
Can you even think of such a thing?
He sort of looks to the side of him and he's already got like a couple of blocks of sausage meat sort of like standing there. And he just goes, well,
Yeah, I think I can. Because it's there. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you're doing?
I'm looking at blocks of what appears to be the insides of sausages. And I think at this moment, for the first time in Bourbon's life, he's questioned himself.
First and last.
Yeah, guys, I see you only have the sausage meat alongside the meat. This is an unexpected development. Perhaps my business partner could elaborate, and I'll just wave behind me to the 3 dogs behind me. Just like just grab him for someone.
Oh God.
as you knock over like a full pallet of sausage rolls.
I think.
Oh my God.
Onyx,
Pastry everywhere.
Yeah. Onyx will interject. Yes, I think he's getting a little confused. I think what he means to say is the sort of upper echelons of Pugmire, they partake in meats that you might not have here, meats that can be stored for long periods of time. Your Parma hams, your chorizos. Have you heard? The cured meats. They keep them. They keep them secret. So even if you put a sort of barrage and you stop all the sort of general sort of lowlifes getting meat, you will not be able to take their stores of, Parma ham, salami, saucisson, all these great fine meats that last for long periods of time.
Parma ham from the fabled Parma.
I think I'll take over the negotiations from now.
He the little Don sort of looks at you, Onyx, and goes like, "You look familiar. Haven't I seen you somewhere?" If you can roll me a bluff check, so if you can roll me a presence.
Luckily, I have advantage on those.
Whee.
Why?
So I'm a cleric. I'm a charisma based. Supposedly. 14, 15, 16.
Okay.
17. Sorry, 17.
He sort of squints his little eye. Well, he squints his massive eyes. Like. And sort of like.
Starts backward sneezing.
He goes like, "No, you look like someone I think I knew, but I don't know."
No, it's a common look.
So
Large black dog, loads of us about.
I understand that I might not be getting to sort of like the finer meats, the saucisson, the chorizos, the salamis. However, if I'm taking the meat from the common dog, what is not going to stop them from having a bit of an uprising? When dogs don't get meat for very long, they can get a little bit savage. And
But why would they uprise? We nobles are amazing.
I think one of you should continue doing the talking from now on. I think this one's a little bit lost. I think you're very far away from home, aren't you, Poodly boy?
Adrian sneaks in between the two, like kind of like appears between the two. Signor Don, it is obvious that we must stick together. We outcasts, we not welcome in the big houses. It is obvious that you need people of skill, and despite his lack of knowledge, Pudel is good for getting in with the upper echelons of people. So, what I propose is, maybe you take us on. We have skills to bring.
roll me a presence.
When I have I've marked two of my skills as yellow. I think they're like my best skills. So I get agility and vitality.
That's your proficiency.
Okay. Do I get, what does proficiency give me? Remind me, I've forgotten.
I think you.
Sorry.
I think when it's proficiency, it's something else. But I think for just normal rolls, I don't think there's anything.
Okay.
Normal sort of checks.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything.
I do also have the bluff skill.
Okay.
Which allows me to convincingly hide the truth, whether verbally or through actions.
Yeah.
So, whether that's relevant or not.
I'm also going to mark an extra fortune for you guys, so you're up to 5 now, because I like using the word saucisson.
It's the best cured meat and the best one to say.
Yeah.
Saucisson.
I count 4 fortune, Nate, but
4
your
fortune.
Choice.
Ah, okay.
Your choice.
Yes. Okay. So 4 fortune.
I'm also keeping count. I got an 18 plus 2, so that's a dog-eared 20.
A dog-eared 20.
Slightly wonky.
He's rather impressed with your speech, and obviously with you being a mutt at the same time, and pretty much almost the same height as him, if not a little taller.
I also point over to the other mutt of the group, of course. I point over to Abigail.
Okay. He sort of nods, and he looks up at Abigail,
And he goes, "What about you, love? What can you offer?"
If I may, Signor Don.
No, I'm asking
Muscle.
Muscle. Muscle like my two boys here. And he points to the big bull terrier.
I mean, would shoot them both in the eye before they could move, but...
Really?
Yeah.
It's really difficult because they're so muscly. Their eyes are tiny underneath.
Trying to shoot a bull terrier in the eye is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Tiniest eyes.
I'm not good.
Maybe display this, Julie, by like shooting something on the wall. Just like pick something out.
Shoot a picture of one of these bull terriers.
Yeah,
just like
in
a
the eye. Oh, it's going to go horribly wrong. Wait, I think I will. Rather than trying to convince him, I probably just will attempt to shoot something real good. Oh, blimey. Is anyone holding a sausage currently? Because I can shoot a sausage out of someone's hand.
There's a couple of dogs sort of like sorting through sort of like a big batch of sausages, and
See,
one
the
of
problem
them is just one of them's going.
If this goes wrong,
if this goes wrong, I'm gonna start a fight. That's the problem. I can use a fortune to re-roll. Is that a thing?
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
Okay.
We have 4.
So that
currently.
was a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That meets it.
Hooray!
So yeah, as you sort of like,
just
as
go
you kind of go like, oh, I can hit really good. As you whip round and you go ping like that and fire your bow at this dog that's got this sausage like that, as he's just sort of waving this sausage about with glee, as it sort of shoots from his hand and knocks against the wall.
Knocks into the wall, yeah.
Knocks into the wall. The Don is sort of like,
Oh.
Impressive, very impressive. Okay, 2 out of 4. Well,
Sorry.
what can you offer me?
What can I offer? Just look.
Yeah, I've now got some very good, capable,
Capable.
Go on then. Show me what you've got.
Show me what you got.
I mean, I can melt a man from the insides out, but we probably don't want to do that.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be. You can
just be
bluff
mere
him,
presence.
you can persuade him. It can be
I'll
something.
persuade him.
Okay.
So I have a good persuade. Onyx will. She's very tall. She's very regal looking. She's got a sort of air of something about her, and she just looks down at this tiny scrap of a man. She goes, "Well, I can talk my way out of just about anything, darling, and that's what you need in a business like this. You need to be able to talk." I roll a persuade. Oh no, I get advantage on it. Oh, blah, 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 blah. 14. Oh, still only a 14. Can I spend a fortune?
You got 4 fortune. It's the decision of the group.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Done.
That's all you need.
15!
Way!
There you go. So yeah, 15 meets it, beats it.
He's just like, I mean, obviously my regal beauty often gets where I want to go, but nothing hurts by having like a little bit of extra persuasive help. So,
Oh, a beautiful woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Many places.
And he can't see up very high of you, so he just looks at your leg and he goes, "Oh yeah."
I mean, I'm assuming that the eyes just rotate up.
They kind of you kind of not quite sure which part of your body this dog is looking at.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And you rich boy.
Oui.
I think. Well, I mean, you probably do have a little bit of plastic on you.
I am very rich. Yes.
I thought so.
And the two hench dogs are gonna put their paws on your shoulders, and he's gonna go.
And that's why I think it's probably better if we put you up for a little ransom.
Oh no!
My little fluffy puff tail just immediately sinks between my legs.
And I think there's something you also need to know as well, because I don't think your little friends have been nice enough to tell you. But sausage is meat. You bloody idiot.
Is it like the Soylent Green is people? Just kind of level of understanding from all.
So as these two hench dogs are now they've now grabbed Bourbon by the arms and they're sort of taking him away. What would you like to do?
Yeah,
oh wow, that's a shame. Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. Collateral damage and all that. It happens.
Streamlining is always good for a business. That's,
I mean, if the three of you would like to help yourselves to a little bit of meat, I'm sure I can find. I'm sure I can find a job for you soon.
And he then sort of waddles back to his desk as these two large dogs sort of take Bourbon off to sort of like a hidden room towards the back.
This shit's Bourbon. Get out your shoulder. He's dragging on the floor.
Abigail just goes.
It's like one eyebrow. Yeah. Just, addressing the rest of the crew, that Adrian will be like, "So we leave him." No, I mean,
for now.
I could go vouch for him a little.
I mean, the temptation is high, but what I will say.
You know all about temptation as a woman of the cloth, right? And resisting it.
However, I think there would be quite a to-do if this happens, you know?
Yeah.
I would not hear the end of it from the Padel family. That's all I'm going to say. We need, and the church desperately needs a new roof. And if we don't back the family up, they just won't pay out. So,
this is out of earshot of the Don, presumably.
Yeah.
We're all what about we say we're going to do business? Go share the location with the authority, and then they can save Pudel.
I mean, that would probably. I mean, we couldn't.
We're not going to take down this whole
operation. No.
That was my thinking.
A very large organised crime, black market
yes.
meat factory.
I think Bourbon has done valiantly at meeting our aims here.
I think it's obviously that man has a sort of greater need, and he's obviously putting some trials on.
And Bourbon has been more useful today than he ever has any other day of his life.
Exactly. I think it's all for a purpose. I think probably a higher purpose, and he will learn greatly from the experience.
This traumatic experience
that he will have behind that closed door. With those
where we do not have to know exactly what's happening to him.
Maybe I just go talk to the Don and just Just ask the Don nicely to not kill him.
I don't know. He's ransoming him.
He's ransoming him.
It's ransom.
It'll be fine. I think all we have to do is try and get a job from the Don, leave this place, and then we'll come back for him.
Adrian, you don't know him like I do. He deserves this. He's not a good dog.
No. And I know good dogs, and he is not one.
He does belittle the lower classes, and it does annoy me so.
You wrote the character down.
Yeah.
You bought this on yourself.
I think this is where we are. Sorry.
Adrian will kind of filter through kind of like what's on the table and pass each dog a sausage.
We're just taking sort of black market sausage money now.
Yeah.
For Pudel.
Pop one in the mouth.
It's the plot direction twist we did not see coming.
He's just like, oh my god.
As the three of you, as Pudel is sort of taken towards the back, he hasn't like completely gone out of like sight yet. They're sort of just like they found like this.
He's there.
Yeah, he's right there.
They found like this small little cage, and they're just sort of holding on to him while they're just trying to sort of like get it open so that they can jam him in this crate. As you sort of turn back, feeling probably no guilt as to what's happening with Pudel at the moment, you then notice Biscuit and the Don.
Oh no.
And in Biscuit's hand is some meat paste.
Oh no!
And then he sort of sees you and he's like,
back off the wagon.
It's like, I'm sorry guys, I told it. He gave me the meat paste. And the Don's sort of sitting there at his little table again, and he's like, intruders I see, trying to stop my meat trade. You thought you could bluff your way through this? Well then, gonna have to shut you down, I think. This business agreement is over. And we're going to go back into initiative.
That filthy rat! Biscuits! Anything for paste!
And on that note, we're going to end it for another episode.
I cannot bloody believe it.
So this ended up being the penultimate episode, so if you want to find out what happens next to our heroes, if you want to find out if they defeat the Don and his evil sausage business, you have to subscribe to the channel and you have to like this video to tell us that you want more Pugmire.
You have to like this video.
Hopefully you will. And you can also hit that notification bell so you can find out when the final episode finally hits.
I mean, you don't want to miss this.
No, you don't want to miss this. Battle of the century.
The ultimate fate of
sausage fest.
The ultimate fate of Bourbon is in the balance.
The Don might make a personal appearance as well.
The Don might make a personal appearance as well. The real life Don, who rules over all of us.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you guys for playing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Catch you then.
Bye.
Bye.